Hi, folks. So, yes, with regards to church, okay. For me to be able to seriously recommend a church to people and say, yeah, that is the place you should go, it has to be a church that's more than welcoming by giving donuts and tea and coffee. It needs to be a place that is a proper fellowship place where people understand about real fellowship and they want to develop that between each other. And they want new people to come and understand fellowship and have that with the people there. So therefore, obviously, inviting people to your home or going to their home is important because that's when you get to know each other. That's when you get real fellowship and real understanding about who this person is. And all of that is vital. Vital for fellowship. Vital to be able to be there for one another in the way that you should. Yeah, that's why, as I say, the River Church, there was a lady who was going there who was inviting the women to go to her house or for her to go to theirs to have such fellowship, and they, no, no interest at all. No interest whatsoever. And it's like, I think most people have something that they can share. And that's why you need more close fellowship because you need to receive what other people have been given. And you need to be able to share what you've been given. You can only do that with close fellowship. You can't do that with the sort of fellowship that most people understand. No. So, there you go. Again, that's a simple thing. Today, when I was speaking to the pastor, I said to the pastor about forgiveness. And I said to the pastor about the fact that God has forgiven us once and forever. We need to do the same. Because when we don't forgive people, we're only hurting ourselves by doing so. But he nodded and he said, well, yeah, that's very true. I said, well, you need to teach people that. I said, I've not been in any church where people are taught that. That has come from God. Not from any church. And that's true. It's God gave that to me, not any church. No. Yeah, as I said to him, yeah, we have an example. That example is supposed to be the Son of God. He's supposed to be our example. What he did, we should do. Now, that doesn't mean we try and feed 5,000, because again, we try? No, he didn't try. Did he? He didn't try to feed 5,000, he fed them. Because he understood only heaven can do that. Only heaven can take 2 loaves and 1 fish and make it possible for 2 loaves and 1 fish to feed 5,000 people. He didn't do it, heaven did it. So therefore, okay, we need to learn all of that, don't we? We need to understand all of that from his view, not from, the view of the person who wrote it down. Not from a human view, but from the view of God, from his understanding. Not easy, but a church like that, a church that wants to teach people according to how to walk, because again, this church doesn't do that. The Vineyard doesn't do that. The Vineyard has no real desire to teach people how to walk because, I say, the thing about teaching people how to walk, you've got to say to people the way they're walking is wrong. And that takes balls to do that. It does. Because you're going to offend people. And yeah, right now, they don't want to do that in churches or in any sort of ministry way. They don't want to offend people. It's spread all over. I say, when you got the likes of Chris Blackerby, who did have a ministry by God, and very, very quickly that ministry went left wing. Very, very quickly. He lost it. Because he made it go left wing. God gave him something, and basically, very, very quickly, he lost it. He let it get away from him. Because, again, yeah, the devil knows how to get people. Devil's very, very clear and clever. He's very clever indeed. He knows. He's been doing this for thousands of years. He knows exactly what he's doing. So therefore, making the world a certain way and, yeah, making the church do things the world's way, boom, he's got you. Hasn't he? He's got you. He puts fear in people. If you are the pastor of a church, for most people, there will be fear. There will be fear. For most people. For people that are actually of God, not of church, not of the world, but of God, there won't be any fear in them at all about leading, because they understand. If God wants them to be sacked by that church, they can't do anything about it. It will happen. And that's fine, because you're trusting God. You're not trusting your ability. You're not trusting your knowledge or understanding or your ability to be able to present the message. You're trusting God. Bubsy just said, you agreeing, Bubs? You agreeing you've got to trust God? Is that what you were saying, Bob? Cool. Well done. Well done for saying that, Mr. Bambini Bob. Clever boy. But yes, tis the point. And so, yeah. Yeah, fellowship is vitally important. And any church that doesn't understand the purpose of fellowship and real fellowship and how that's going to bless people and how that's going to bring people together and help people to walk according to the nature of God, then, yeah, I can't support that church. I can support a church that's doing that understands that. But again, fellowship is only one vital part of making a church of God. There are other parts that need to be done, but fellowship is an incredibly important part. So, yeah. For now, we'll leave this video at that point, I think. But yeah, get that right. Get the fellowship right in your church and see everything else fall together.